Good afternoon. Dear respected colleagues, I would like first of all to thank European Newspaper Congress organizers for giving me the opportunity to present the newspaper Georgia Today from a very small but extraordinary country of Georgia, one at a crossroads between Europe and Asia, one which is striving to become a fully recognizable member of the European Union. This is my second year crossing the European border at Vienna airport without a Schengen visa in my passport, something which became possible after Georgia was granted a visa-free regime with European Union member countries. I hope that soon we will celebrate full membership of the European Union, for which we Georgians need to work hard to achieve high standards, European standards of democracy, free market economy within the media industry and newspapers in particular. I believe that as developed Georgian newspapers are, as closer we are to Europe. Helping Georgia to spread the word internationally beyond the region and ultimately reaching a global audience was one of the main reasons my colleagues and I decided to establish a European modern standard newspaper in the English language with the ambitious mission to be the main source of the most comprehensive, objective and unbiased information about contemporary Georgia. This picture of me and my team was taken at the launch party 18 years ago in Georgia's capital city, Tbilisi. Back then, Georgia Today was only 10 pages, published every Friday. In early 2000, we realized that the importance of having a professional newspaper in English, as Georgia slowly became more recognizable on a global map and began to attract an increasing number of foreign visitors. We recognize that foreign workers, as well as international visitors to Georgia, rely almost solely on the English language press for information on current events and news. Thanks to our editorial staff, over this past 18 years, Georgia Today has ensured that we provide a sensible balance for our diverse readership, completely free from any kind of influence and bias, be it political, business, or organizational. Last year, we marked, Georgia Today marked 1000th issue. This picture shows just one portion from our archive from the year 2000. Any issue from number 1 to 1000 documents the history of modern Georgia and can be used as a trusted reference for major events occurring in the country during the last 18 years. I would like to thank the staff of Georgia Today for their hard work and, of course, our respected readers for giving us the inspiration to strive for continuous improvement, guaranteeing that each new issue is better than the last. Our mission now, when we celebrate 18th anniversary, has not changed since the very first issue, to be an unbiased, objective, and comprehensive source of information about Georgia in the English language for the rest of the world. You can change the design and layout of a paper in a month, but you cannot in such short time change people's views of your product. In our 18 years, readers have never had to doubt and question the reliability of Georgia Today, something which helps us to draw more advertisers. Advertisers who want their ads to be surrounded by trustworthy information. We quickly identified that the key catalyst to exploiting our competitive advantage is to keep concentrating on Georgia Today's established brand, English language quality content, and impartial editorial, quality journalism. And while we all recognize that we are living in a digital age, where web news has in many countries taken over from the printed format, I still hope that printed format will last eternal, because there is nothing better than turning real pages as you drink your morning coffee in your office, hotel lobby, or while waiting for your meal in a restaurant. As the majority of Georgia Today's readers are international business travelers or tourists, we aim to reach our audience directly through printed copies of newspapers delivered to hotels, cafes, restaurants, business centers, airports, airlines, and amongst others. Georgia Today proves to be the most in-demand newspapers in places where foreigners live, work, or simply hang out. According to the research, approximately 85% of foreigners in Georgia read Georgia Today newspaper. However, as the English language becomes more and more popular in Georgia, and the majority of modern Georgians can now speak and read English, we have come to the point where Georgia Today must become a newspaper not only for Georgians, but also for those Georgians who know English well. This is the new target group we will strive to meet, so we're expanding our readership beyond the expert community. Meeting professional standards of good journalism, including the standards of design, was our main challenge. We were in no doubt that the newspaper design was equally important as its content. Several years ago, we realized that Georgia Today's layout, logo, fonts, and design had become somewhat outdated, and decided to go for a total rebranding, with our readers in mind, of course. We wanted to spread the message to our readers and partners that we are not only a good newspaper with a good history, but that we are also able to meet new challenges and the standards of the modern European newspaper industry. It was not an easy process. You can still see the old versions of the design. It was not an easy process. We were careful and very careful during a lot of time how we adjusted Georgia Today's existing logo and design to guarantee that the new design was significantly better than the old one. Finally, thanks to European Newspaper Congress, actually, and JTI, who sponsored our participation at the Congress here in Vienna, I had the pleasure and the privilege to meet a fantastic guy, design professional, Kevin Loftus, the chief designer and head of IT of Mayo News, Ireland, actually winner of the prize for the best local newspaper in Europe at the 16th Annual European Newspaper Congress in 2015. He eagerly agreed to help Georgia Today in its rebranding process. So with the help of Kevin, 2 years ago, Georgia Today proudly presented its newly designed newspapers to its readers, and actually some of these copies are available for you to look at. It was time for the whole team to celebrate, seeing a rebranding and redesigning newspaper and an upgrading of the website, including introduction of daily news. We announced two major changes. Firstly, Georgia Today had a totally new design and layout. Our new logo has become strong, neat, and clear. We have kept our brand color, red, which is actually the color of the Georgian national flag. All headlines, caption, and text fonts are new, and all pages, inside pages, inner pages, are in full color. With these design changes, we underlined that our main advantage over our competitors was better reading experience for our readers. And the second change relates to increasing Georgia Today's audience, aiming to attract even more readers from the business community. After rebranding, Georgia Today became available twice weekly instead of just weekly on Fridays, in addition to our regular Friday paper covering politics, society, culture and business updates, we introduced a Tuesday business edition of Georgia Today Business, covering the most important news and developments in Georgian economy, including exclusive interviews with top Georgian business people and economic analysis from respected think tanks and research centers. And all pages, again, are full in color. The time between Georgia Today issues became shorter, meaning that Georgia Today now stands as a unique compared to its competitors by filling the gap in demand of English language information twice a week, from Fridays to Tuesdays and from Tuesdays to Fridays. Purple was not only new color, in addition to red, in Georgia Today's logo portfolio. We also launched a third, green one, specially designed our future readers and colleagues in mind. Through Georgia Today Education, a fascinating educational project, we are able to promote the culture of newspaper reading in general and increase media literacy, assisting pupils and students in better learning of the English language, helping them to develop analytical skills and encouraging them to analyze media content critically. Georgia Today Education also helps teachers to transform learning into a more diverse and interactive process through using the newspaper in their classrooms. Each month throughout the school year, we bring exciting stories about society, technology, culture, and innovative businesses in Georgia, clearly placing it in a global context for our young readers. An English glossary on each page explains the words readers can see in bold. An info box goes into more detail on the topic, and food for thought box gets the readers thinking and debating actually outside the box. The Future Journalist competition is a chance for youngsters aging 13 to 16 to showcase their writing skills and win a fantastic prize. Luckily, what we have, a 2-week language and journalism course in the UK. Organized by Georgia Today Education and supported by UK Bridge, it aims to discover the best future journalists in Georgia. Young participants have the opportunity to work as real journalists and have their interviews published in Georgia Today. They get to meet figureheads and officials in person, such as the British ambassador, First Lady, and even Prime Minister of Georgia, and ask them their thoughts on a variety of matters. A jury then chooses the winner, one winner, to fly off to the UK for a 2-week summer education course of a lifetime. Shortly after the rebranding of Georgia Today, which I already explained, introducing new colors, red, purple, and green in our brand portfolio, we decided to diversify Georgia Today's portfolio to meet the increased demand from tourists as an essential travel guide about Georgia, aiming to contribute to the growth of both Georgian travel industry and the Georgian economy. As for your information, tourism plays a significant role in development of our country and our economy. Our team of experienced foreign and Georgian journalists offers its own best sites, hotels and guest houses, restaurants and cafes, bars and shops in our sections of where to go, stay, eat, drink, and buy. Again, designed by our friend Kevin Loftus. Where magazine inspires foreign guests to learn more about Georgia and enjoy their stay in such a way that they will want to come back. To achieve this ambitious mission, travelers have online access to WhereG, a recently launched travel website unique in content, design, and more importantly, service. Tourists can receive 24/7 assistance from WhereG travel specialists, book hotels, arrange trips across Georgia, and receive qualified recommendations based on double-checked travel information. We have brought a number of WhereG magazines, and I hope after reading this, you will also decide and want to come to Georgia. WhereG magazine was awarded the Best Tourism Marketing Campaign of Tourism Destination Award at the prestigious Welcome to Georgia Tourism Award. And the very recent news is that WRG has been nominated for the tourism campaign of the year at the Emerging Europe Awards to be held at the EBRD headquarters in London on 22nd of June. And finally, Georgia today, in its 18 years of existence, has proved that in a developing country of emerging democracy such as Georgia, with all its challenges and political turbulences, a newspaper can still become success, still become popular and independent, relying only on revenue from its advertising and sales. This is very important, especially in countries of emerging democracies, where newspapers are still not regarded as business, but in many cases only as a machine of propaganda. We understand that more work needs to be done in our country in general for continued improvement, with the goal of having across-the-board European standards of journalism. That's why we are here every year, thanks to European Newspaper Congress and JTI again, and that's why we keep our vision in mind to become a profitable media company providing diversified, quality, and impartial content in English language through printed and online products. So, see you in Georgia. You are always welcome. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.